Yeah, so for example, one of the women, she said that in her bunker there were 103 people, and 21 of these 103, they were children. The youngest child was only 6 months old.
Tell us what the stories you've heard from the people who've left Mariupol, who you've spoken to.
Just like I've been spoken to many people who came to Zaporizhia from Mariupol during these days. The stories are really horrendous sometimes, and we try to gather a lot of evidences about what happened there. So people speak, mainly those who were there in Azovstal. They speak how they got there, how they spent their time being there in Azovstal, and about everything that happened.
And what was life like there in Azovstal?
I'm here.
Hi, yeah. What was life like?
Yeah.
What did they say life was like there in that plant?
Life was really tough there because they didn't have enough food, they didn't have enough water. Some bunkers, they didn't have even the electricity. And one of the women, she said that they used to have the generator, but they were able to use electricity only like 2 hours a day to charge their phones, and they even didn't get any information because there were no internet connection, and they can't know what's going on in the rest of Ukraine. And again, it was really cold because the beginning of March was very freezing in Ukraine, and they said it was like 17 degrees, 15 degrees in the bunkers there at the time.
And could they simply not get out? Was that the problem, that they couldn't get out because they thought they would die from shelling if they left?
Yeah, they say that they were constantly under shelling. It was really even impossible to get outside, just to move within the Azovstal factory territory. That's why some of them spent like a month and a half just in the bunkers of Azovstal. One of the women said she hasn't even seen the sun, and she can't even breathe the fresh air because they were constantly underground in a basement in this bunker of Azovstal.
Were there children there? Were children living this appalling existence?
Yeah, so for example, one of the women, she said that in her bunker there were 103 people, and 21 of these 103, they were children. The youngest child was only 6 months old.
And how could these children possibly have coped with that?
They said that Azov troops, they helped a lot to those people who spent there in the bunkers. They tried to bring water, food supplies, different types of cereals. They even managed to bring some candies and sweets for children who spent there in the bunkers. And they tried to make as much possible as they could. Sometimes they even gave their own food to those people who suffered, who couldn't eat anything.
Do we know how many people died in the steel plant? Do you have any sense of the numbers of dead?
Right now, just like the quantity is not sure exactly. Nobody can say the exact one because there are still civilians there in Azov steel plant, and there are approximately 200 of them still with Azov troops. And actually, it's very difficult to calculate how many people died.
Do you have a sense of how long it can hold out for? I mean, is it presumably now just a matter of time at some point in the days to come, that steel plant will be overrun and Mariupol will fall?
Nobody knows about this one, but people who escaped, who fled from Mariupol, just like from this Azov steel factory, they say that it's really difficult right now here, and it's again under shelling. And Russian troops, they try to assault the Mariupol steel factory and try to get Azov troops out, but civilians are still there, and they ran out of food. A lot of bunkers, because Azov still has a lot of bunkers on the territory, almost 40, something like this, and people, they were in different bunkers during this time.
And they're staying there. Presumably, some of them will not be able to get out.
Yes, yes, some didn't get out of there and they're still here. We asked one of the women what was the idea, so what was how they managed to get outside. For example, did they have a kind of, I don't know, questionnaires who would like to get out? She said like, no. One of the Azov, he came and said like, you can get outside because today will be the safe passage and we can evacuate you. She said that she don't know what was the idea, how to choose who would be taken from this Azov still bunkers and who are not. not.
So there's a horrible idea that some people will say, we will now, you can get out, your lives will be saved, and others, you're staying here in terrible danger.
She said that, for example, the women I was talking to said that our bunker was evacuated completely. So all the people who spent time with her in the bunker, they were evacuated. But they can't say for other bunkers, because they say they had no communication in between the bunkers, because it was dangerous to get outside because of the constant shelling.
And how will these people recover, Yuliia, just finally? That what an experience they've had. It must be deeply traumatic for them.
The experience was deeply traumatic. Some of them are still shocked. Some of them, they cannot even speak with persons, with the representatives of our organization too. And but some of them, they're willing to say, and they want to get some support and help. But again, some of them already lost relatives and friends in Mariupol, because not everybody managed to get to Azovstal bunkers, and they died just in the city in their houses.